Well, hello, I'm glad you're still there because we're going to be talking about fireplaces, and they're so wonderful because they give us warmth and beauty. But the bad thing is when we're not using them, like the springtime, we usually don't need them, they can be kind of ugly, that big black hole. Well, how can we correct this problem? With a decorative fireplace screen. And here to show us how to create that is the author of this terrific book. My name isn't Martha, but I can decorate my home. Sharon Hanby Robie. Hello, Sharon.
Hello, Cindy. How are you?
Oh, good. Yes, some of us have that problem, the big black hole.
Exactly, and it is. It's kind of ugly. And now this spring, we're all into flowers and pretty things, so I'm going to show you how to do a decorative floral screen.
All right. Oh, it's so pretty. Yes, it is.
Thank you. Isn't it gorgeous? And really, it's simple. All you really need to do is cut out 3 pieces of wood for yourself to start with. And I've actually used a decoupage technique, which I'm going to demonstrate here. And the nice thing about decoupage is you can either use fabrics, wallpapers, even magazine pictures if you choose to.
Okay.
And you can coordinate it with your room that way.
All righty. All right. Show us how we start.
Okay, the first thing I did is I actually cut out the pattern for the screen. I've got 2 end pieces, as you can see here, that created the 2 side panels for the screen, and then 1 arch top.
Okay. How do you create that pattern for the screen, Sharon?
Actually, I just went off the top of my head and sketched on a paper and just cut it out of newspaper.
Okay. But you just want to make sure you cover the front of the fireplace.
Correct. And basically, fireplace openings come in standard sizes, so just kind of work with dimensions that will cover the overall hole that you're working on. And then, kind of to create a more interesting look, I've done a kind of a picture frame in an upholstered look. So with 2.5-inch cutouts, I've gone ahead and done a mitered corner for the edges, and done an arch top for the top of the arch.
Oh, isn't that nice? You're using 1/2-inch plywood for this?
Actually, this is almost a 3/4-inch plywood.
Okay, something nice and sturdy.
Exactly. And you can use 1/2-inch, and with the upholstery part, I'll show you later, you can just add more padding if you want. The next thing I've done is standard priming and painting and a base coat, and I've chosen a nice off-white tone. Okay. And I'm going to work with decoupage and fabric. The key with working with fabric is to make sure you've purchased enough fabric for the full repeat. In this case, I have about a 20-inch repeat. And then for the side panels, I wanted another part of the fabric. So I purchased about 3/4 of a yard of fabric here. So it's not much fabric to do this at all.
No, it isn't. And what do you recommend for the pattern? I mean, I love your big flowers here, but a big design.
I think so, particularly for the center, and then you can do smaller scale on the edges. The idea is to create more of a hand-painted look, but we're cheating by using fabric or wallpaper.
Okay.
And it's not that hard because most of the patterns today, upholstery patterns, are easy in the florals to find this scale. We're going to use a smaller scale or a solid then as your contrast for the borders.
Okay.
All right? Now, I have a little trick for you when it comes to decoupaging. With fabric decoupage, you'll go ahead and we're going to apply the decoupage to the very back of the pattern. And to do it, I'm actually going to place a piece of cardboard. To center my pattern and anchor it, I'm going to use a piece of tape. Okay. And keep it in place here. Just a little tape on the bottom of the...
So did you use regular scissors?
Regular scissors, that's right. You can use an X-Acto knife, whatever your preference is.
And it's not going to fray? I just know all your details here, Sharon.
No, once we get it all glued in place and all with the glaze on top of it, not a problem at all.
All right.
I've laid the cardboard down and folded the pattern halfway over. This is to keep my screen actually clean and not have a mess. And with the decoupage glue, you're just going to go ahead and start to apply that. Now, by using the cardboard, I can get right to the edge and not have a messy problem on my screen.
Ooh, good idea.
Isn't that nice? And if you're working with fabric, I actually recommend immersing the paper into the glue rather than doing this, because that really can fray the paper. Once you've done the whole screen, the whole pattern we're going to assume I have, you can go ahead and flip it and just get it in place. And when you're ready to do the other side, then we just move the cardboard. Isn't that a nice little trick?
And then you can actually keep it in place, too. So
exactly.
you don't have to bring it over.
Anchoring it over. That's right. And it keeps it much cleaner. And we'll go ahead and you'd apply the glue to this side as well. Flip it back down. Then you'd go ahead and let that dry for about 24 hours, let it get nice and dry. And then I'm going to recommend using a satin glaze finish coating over it. Now, they come in satin and gloss, but the gloss tends to look a little tacky against the painted surface, and it also changes the color. So I recommend only using a satin. And then use a finish brush to go ahead and apply that. And that'll take care of all the fraying and stuff that you were worried about before.
This is a satin decoupage, so, okay.
Exactly.
Satin decoupage, all right. Great, gotcha.
Now, the upholstery part, you actually buy the batting that I'm going to use in this form, and then you can go ahead and tear it and peel it into a thin layer, which is what I've done here for our arch. Placing that over, and then just go ahead and get your fabric.
Is it important to have one piece?
It is. It's much easier to do one piece. You don't have to worry about it
So make sure you buy the batting long enough to completely cover your
And then,
arch.
if you'd like to grab a piece of tape, we're just going to tape this over
You got one there.
in place. And once you've taped this all on in place here, then it's just a matter of, I've used a flanged edge trim cord. The flange is this little edge here.
You don't sew it at all? You just tape it?
No, I'm not even going to tape it. Actually, what I would do is just place that, all right? And then screw it from behind. That's why I have the holes pre-drilled onto my arch top. So we've placed the flange edge right into the arch. And once this is all taped in place, then it's just a matter of screwing it from behind. And you have that beautiful edge.
That's terrific.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, it's terrific. I love that. And do the same thing for the sides. Let's take a look at the one that you finished for us. Isn't that pretty?
So it's really very simple.
Oh, it really is. And then you get your little
hinges. Brass hinges.
Thank you. You need 4 of those.
That's correct.
And Sharon Hanby Robie, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You can decorate your home. And we'll be right back.